Now in this kinematics of flow field, we have seen the different types of fluid flow. We have seen the detailed study, the steady, unsteady, uniform, non-uniform, laminar, turbulent, compressible, incompressible, rotational, irrotational, 1, 2 and 3 dimensional. We have seen the basics of this type of flow. Now we are going to see in depth some applications of this steady flow, incompressible flow. Now how mathematically we can identify the flow. Now first we will just quickly go through some of the basic things. What is rate of flow? Fine. First we quickly recap what is rate of flow. Now rate of flow is also known as a discharge. Okay, it denoted by the term capital Q. Now what is discharge? It is a quantity of a fluid flowing per second through any section or a pipe, or it can be any channel. Now first of all, when we discuss about this discharge, this means it is an incompressible fluid. It is an incompressible. What do you mean by incompressible? When the density is constant. Density does not vary across the pipe. Now if you have, this is a pipe and here we have two different sections, section 1 and section 2. When the fluid is flowing, it can be any fluid, and if the density of the let's consider in the inlet is rho 1 and the exit is rho 2. If it is same, we call as it is an incompressible fluid. Now in that scenario we call the rate of flow. Okay, rate of flow. So mathematically we also express in this way: discharge equals to area, cross sectional area into the velocity. Now if I have to see the unit for this discharge, what will be the unit? What is the unit for cross sectional area? Meters. Just a second.
Meter square.
Yes, meter square. Can you see my PPT? It just got disconnected by mistake. Now can you see my PPT? So it is meter square. Now what is the unit for velocity? Meter per second. Now then what will be the discharge unit? Meter cube per second. Now if you have to use dimension for discharge, what it will be? L cube T minus 1. This is going to be the dimension. Now let me quickly recap you. There is a very good relation between discharge and kinematic viscosity. Now kinematic viscosity means what? What is a unit? Meter square per second, isn't it? This is a kinematic viscosity. Okay, just nu equals to, so here L square T minus 1. This is a dimension for the kinematic, and just a discharge is for this one. Now simultaneously I am also making you learn about the dimensions, because there are many questions they ask in GATE question based not only in GATE. Here we are dealing with all type of competitive exam where you can absolutely crack GATE examination, also HAL exam, then followed with we have DRDO exams which are relevant to this certain topics. Then you have AFCAT exam where also you deal with some of the topics which is on fluid mechanics based. Okay, so we are dealing with all sort of competitive exam, so get ready with any sort of questions comes from anywhere. Now this has been clear. Now next important topic is continuity equation. Now what is the continuity equation? It is basically based on the principle. You should know what is the principle. Principle of conservation of mass. Okay, this is based on principle of conservation of mass. So that means let's consider any section. Now you can see the figure here. So they have considered two cross section of a pipe. Now the inlet one is 1, the exit one is 2. So in the inlet, let's consider the velocity v1, density rho1, and area, the cross sectional area is a1. Now same goes for the section 2. Now corresponding velocity going to be v2, then density of the fluid, let's consider rho2, and the cross sectional area a2. So what it says, that principle of conservation of energy, mass, the amount of mass entered, the rate of amount of mass entered into the section 1 and amount of mass entered into 2 going to be the same. So if I consider rate of flow means mass per unit time. Okay, so it is nothing but mass flow rate, or we can also say rate of flow. So this rate of flow becomes equivalent to discharge when the density becomes same. So if m dot 1 is going to same as m dot 2. So what is m dot 1? Rho 1 a1 v1 is going to same as rho 2 a2 and v2. Now if the flow is incompressible, okay, if the flow is incompressible, so the rho 1 is equal to rho 2. So if I use this idea over in this equation, so I will get a1 v1 equals to a2 v2. That means I can say discharge of that section 1 will be equal to the discharge as section 2. In another word, we can also say in terms of discharge when only if the flow is incompressible. Then we'll shortly recap one small problem. Okay, we'll recap some small problem. Okay. Let me read the question. A 30 centimeter diameter pipe conveying water branches into two pipes of diameter 20 and 15 centimeter respectively. If the average velocity in the 30 centimeter diameter pipe is 2.5 meter per second, find the discharge in this pipe, and also determine the velocity if in 15 centimeter pipe if the average velocity in 20 centimeter diameter pipe is 2 meter per second. Now first of all, sometimes in the given any type of question they will not give you the figure, so you should individually know to make out a figure from the given question. So it's been clearly understand. First there is a main pipe which is of, let's consider the section 1. They have given the diameter d1, and from that pipe it has been divided into two pipes. You can see in this figure divided. So one has been known as diameter pipe 2 and 3 respectively. So this is pipe 2 and this is pipe 3. So pipe 2 diameter is d2 is 20 centimeter and d3 is 15 centimeter. Then the average velocity in the 30 centimeter diameter, that is for the first pipe, okay, 30 centimeter is 2.5 meter per second, that is v1 is given. Now find the discharge of this pipe. Now how you can find discharge? What is discharge? Q1 equals to A into V. A1 into V1. So how you can find area? This is a circular pipe. So pi D1 square by 4 into V1. So all the values are known. Substitute and you will get the answer in terms of, ensure you substitute correctly. Here they have given 30 centimeter. So you need to convert that in meter. So you will get meter cube per second. Next, also determine the velocity in pipe 15 centimeter if the average velocity in 20 centimeter dive, that is a pipe 2, whose velocity is 2 meter per second. So V2 is given, and V3 we need to find. Now what will be the equation here? So we know that amount of discharge enter is going to the amount of discharge exit. Now what is the exit here? We have two exit. One is Q2, one is Q3. So Q1 is going to equal to Q2 plus Q3. Now what is Q? Where Q means area into velocity. Area into velocity. So I can write A1 V1 equals to A2 V2 plus A3 V3. Now what is A1? Pi by 4 D1 square into V1 is they have given 2.5. Then what is A2 again? Pi by 4 D2, that is given 20 centimeter, into V2 is 2 meter, plus what is A3? Pi by 4 D3 square into which is unknown. So you can easily simplify this equation because in the complete equation V3 is the only unknown. So you can easily find out in terms of meter per second. So this is the main important concept for a continuity equation. Now similarly, if there is from the main branch, if it is dividing into 3 branch. So there is a main pipe 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what is going to be the equation for this? So Q1 is going to equal to Q2 plus Q3 plus Q4. Now if there is 2 pipe, okay, and there is 1 chamber and there is only 1 outlet, okay, only 1 outlet. So in this 1, let's consider 1, 2 and 3. So we are going to write for this Q1 plus Q2 equals to Q3 because this is going inside, right? This 1 section and 2 section is entering inside and 3 is the outlet. Is that clear? Please let me know in the chat box. Fine. Now let me move to the next. So here we are going to see some of the important equations. Continuity equation in 3-dimensional. So note down that this is a general formula. If you ask, this is a general formula. This is a continuity equation in 3-dimensional form. Okay. Now what is dou rho by dou t? Rho is, you know, density per unit time, then U, V and W. Okay, this small u, small v, small w are the velocity component at the x, y and z respectively. So if you see one small element, you can see A, B, C, D and some block. So if I am considering this control volume, this certain control volume, I'm looking the particular volume, okay, of that entire element. So the velocity component which is moving along the x direction, we choose as small u. Same along the y we take v, along the z we take w. Fine. Now if we consider the conditions in terms of steady, unsteady, uniform, non-uniform and compressible and incompressible fluid. So after implementing this three core important formula, we can able to derive this formula. That is, we get dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y plus dou w by dou z equals to 0. Now this is only when the flow is steady, incompressible. This equation satisfies only when the flow is steady and incompressible. Now what you have to do with this equation? They will give you some random equations. Okay, I will show you one example. Maybe they will give you this equation. You can see v equals to 4x cube I minus 10x square yj plus 2tk. Now they have given t is 1. Now if I consider, right, if I ask you, then what will be the flow velocity, right? So prove whether this flow is going to be a compressible fluid or incompressible fluid. What will be the answer? I am giving you one simple example. Capital V equals to 10x I plus let's take some random value, okay, 5x square y j. Okay, now tell me how you are going to understand or explain that, to define whether this flow pattern is compressible or not, or compressible or incompressible. First of all, whenever we write something like this kind of equation, now you can easily say what will be the dimension of flow. Can anybody tell me what is going to be the dimension of flow? One dimension, two dimension, three dimension. Very good. It's two dimensional because we have only x and y term. Now in general we can write this equation as ui plus vj plus wj. Now we don't, sorry, wk. Okay, wk. Now we don't have our this term, it is not there. So can I write by comparing this and this equation that my u is 10x and v is 5x square y? Now I need to compare whether this equation or this whatever the equation I got here is incompressible or compressible or not. Now this is a formula to find out incompressible fluid, that is dou u by dou x, dou v by dou y and dou w by dou z. Now what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna partially differentiate this equation with respect to x. So if I do, I will get 10. Now here in this equation I'm gonna do partially with respect to y. Now if I substitute this value, so what I will get, 5x square, right? Now if I substitute here is, so I will get 10 plus 5x square plus 0 equal to 0. So which is not equal to 0. I am not getting anything 0. Am I getting anything 0 over here? I am not getting anything 0. So if I am not getting 0, that means the equation of this flow is incompressible fluid. Sorry, a compressible fluid. Getting my point? It is, if it is, when you substitute in this formula, fine, and if it is not equal to 0, it is an compressible fluid. Now let me give you another example. Now we have a equation like V equals to 2xi minus 2yj. Okay, again it is a two-dimensional flow. I am just giving a very simple one. Now what is u here? Please along with me try to work, so it will get practice for you. So what is u? U is 2x, and what is v? Minus, we have 2y, because we know the general formula here is plus. General formula we have plus here. So now I am going to partially differentiate with respect to x here, so I get 2. Now again I am going to partially differentiate this v term with respect to y. I am going to get minus 2. Now if I substitute in my in this continuity equation, what will I get? 2 minus 2 equals to what? 0. So can I define this flow as incompressible fluid? Hopefully everybody got the concept. Let me know in the chat box. Everybody got the concept? And let me tell you, this is a basic idea. Now from here we are going to solve some more detailed problem. Okay, this is just starting. Now this kind of application we will use in mathematics also. We will use some more complex, maybe in you have seen lot many potential flows are there. Source flow, sink flow, doublet flow. So we will see and we can able to identify where it will be a compressible flow, where it should be the rotational flow, and so on. So now you're clear. If in the given question they ask you to identify to the flow whether it's incompressible or compressible, you can find out. Now they can also ask you, they will give you a statement that this equation satisfies which of the following flow. They will be having steady flow, incompressible flow, irrotational flow. So there will be a chances of multiple selection question. So we will come to that part also gradually when we'll go for irrotational flow too. Okay, so let's see how much we can complete today. So is it clear to all of you? Incompressible flow. So whenever you have to justify or satisfy anything with respect to incompressible flow, you have to use continuity equation. You have to use this formula. Next we will go see, now we will see how to find out the velocity and acceleration. So for the velocity, as I've said, for you, if it is a three-dimensional fluid, so it's a function of x, y and z. It's a function of x, y and z. Similarly, the second component, the small v, is also the function of x, y and z, and w, the third component of the velocity fluid, is x, y, z. Now you will have this u, v and w. Now from there, how you can find out the resultant velocity? How you can obtain the or find out the resultant velocity? The resultant velocity you can find out using this formula. Now there, every equation they will give you in the form of vector form. Okay, so capital V equals to small ui. V is the velocity, resultant velocity, and u is the velocity component along the x direction. Small v is a velocity component in the y direction. W is a velocity component in the z direction. Now how you can find? By root over of u square plus v square plus w square. Okay. Now similarly, let's look into the example over here. Now if I ask you, find out the velocity component for this particular equation. So what will be the equation? Very simple, u square plus v square. Now in this case, what you have? You have this x and you have this y term. Now they will give you some coordinate points. Now 1, 1 or 0, 1 or 2, 4. So what you have to do is you have to substitute the coordinate points over here. So 1, 1 means the first one is x, second one is y. So if you are taking the coordinate 1, 1 in the from the given data, they will be given you for sure. Okay. So if they have given you that, so what will be the u value is going to be 2 and v value is minus 2. So what is going to be your resultant velocity? 2 square plus minus 2 square. 4 plus 4 is 8 root over of 8 unit. Okay. So that is going to be your answer. So it can also be written like this. So 4 into 2 if I write, so 2 root over 2 unit. Is that clear to all? Now this is a formula. Similarly, there is another formula to find out the acceleration for that particular velocity. Now note down this formula for acceleration. Now what is acceleration? Acceleration equals to velocity per unit time. So here when we are finding ax means acceleration along the x direction. Acceleration along the x direction. So when you are finding the acceleration along the x direction, so obviously you are going to take the velocity along the x direction also. So there is a huge derivation, so we are no need to go for the derivation. Just remember the final expression. Now how do you can remember this thing? It looks quite complex. Now look here, I am going to share you a small tricks. Now you know here we have ax, ay and az. So ax means it is something with respect to du by dt. Fine. Now first what you write is dou u by dou x, then plus dou u by dou y plus dou u by dou z. Now for each component you write. So x means what is a velocity component? U. For y, what is a velocity component? V. For z, what is a velocity component? W. Now you see the answer. Check over here, you will get the same thing. But if you try to memorize this thing in that way, it's going to be difficult. Or else there is another way to remember. Now ay means what? A means d v by dt. Now again you are going to, now here we are going for this v term. So dou v by dou x. Now dou v by dou y. Now dou v by dou z. For each you write u v w. Just simply write u v w. Fine. Similarly for this, u dou w by dou x plus v dou w by dou y plus w dou w by dou z. Now similarly, as we have found for the velocity, how we can find the resultant velocity for resultant acceleration. This is the resultant acceleration. This is the resultant acceleration formula, root over of ax square plus ay square plus az square. Then we'll go to and solve this problem. Today we will solve this problem. The velocity vector in a flow field is given. This is the equation they have given. And find the velocity and acceleration of a fluid particle at 2, 1, 3 at a time t1. Now you see here, already they have given t is 1 here. And what is 2, 1, and 3? So this means this is x, this is y, and this is z. What you have to find here, it's a velocity. Now how do you find out the velocity? First you write down the formula or the velocity vector, v equals to 4 x cube I minus 10 x square y j plus 2k. Simply write 2k because you know t has been given as 1. Now what is u? 4x cube, v 10 x square y, and what is w? 2k. And what is x here? 4 into 2 cube. Find out the answer. Then 10 into 2 square into 1. Find out the answer. And 2 into 3. Find out the answer. After finding out, to find out the resultant, v equals to u square plus v square plus w square. Okay, substitute those values. Okay, after substituting the coordinate points, and you will get the answer. Now find out and tell me the answer.
Ma'am, that 3 is z value, no ma'am?
Z value is 2tk, right? 2tk, and t has been given as 1.
But here 2 into 3.
Yes, that 3 I have given for k. K value. Acha. Right. Okay. Z is not given, right? Very good. Yes. Z is not given. So it's just 2. Okay? It's just 2. Very good. It's just 2. Am I right? U is 32 units, V is 40, and W is 2. Are you getting the same?
Yes, ma'am.
Then 40, then 2. Find out and tell me the answer.
$51.26.
Okay, all of you getting the same answer? Now, this is done. Now, what we have to find? Acceleration. Means here we need to find out the resultant acceleration. So you remember the formula for resultant acceleration? A equals to root over of ax square plus ay square plus az square. Now for that you need to find out ax. Now what is ax? U v w. Now when you're finding this, dou u by dou x plus dou u by dou y plus dou u by dou z. So whichever the method you feel convenient, follow it. But remember the formula and always remember some tricks to remember that. Now u value already you know what is u value, directly you can put, that is 32. Now what is dou u by dou x? Dou u by dou x, you are going to partially differentiate this value. Now when you want to partially differentiate this, what will you get? 3 then into 4 into x square, right?
Yes.
Plus, now if you want to partially differentiate this y, dou u by dou y, for this value, there is no value of y, so this value will simply go 0. Similarly, for the dou u by dou z, this value will also be 0. So you have 32 cross 3 cross 4 cross, substitute the value of x. X is 2 square. Find out the unit. Similarly, find for ay. First you write u v w. Now dou v by dou x, dou v by dou y and dou v by dou z. Clear? Now look into this equation. Here we have some factor with respect to x. So if you differentiate this, so what is the value of u? U is 32. Let me write as it is, into dou v by dou x. If you differentiate this, you will get 20 x y. What will you get? X y. Because 10y will become constant, you're differentiating with respect to x alone. Then again, what is a v? V is 40. 40 into dou v by dou y. So here we'll have 10 x square become constant, y will become 1, right? Now dou v by dou z, here we don't have any z term, so it will be 0. Now substitute the values, okay? (640) into 2 into 1 plus 40, 400 into 2 square into 1. Find out this value, ay. Similarly, find az. What is az? First you write u, then v, then w, dou w by dou x, then dou w by dou y, then dou w by dou z. Now you see the equation over here. We don't have anything with respect to nor x, nor y, nor z. Okay? So if you differentiate any constant term, what do you get?
0.
0. So az becomes 0. So find out these two values alone and substitute here and tell me what is the a value.
3264, ma'am.
Yes, here the negative term is missing. Please note it, the negative term. Similarly, here the negative will also come here, negative. And here negative of square, which does not affect your this resultant velocity, but it will affect on your acceleration over here. So please do note the negative here. Just look over here, just see the formula, this formula. Now what you have to do is, as in the given question, okay, just listen here. As in the given question, can you see my arrow? Can you see my arrow? I'm highlighting. So as in the given question, they have given 2tk.
Ma'am, what is the value of acceleration? Total acceleration.
Wait, I'm coming to that point only. See, as we have in this equation 2tk, there is some value with respect to k, some dependency factor with respect to time. So for this equation, you have to use this term, this formula. Now what is this difference in this formula? You have some extra component dou u by dou t. So you have to include this dou w by dou t term over here. Okay. So here we will have one more term called dou w by dou t. So if you take, what is w actually? 2t, right? 2t, where the t is equals to 1. That is a secondary part. But when we are differentiating this, we will get only 2, right? So not 0 plus 2. So accordingly, use that in equation and find out the answer. Now you tell me the answer. What is your answer you got? Okay. Could you able to get my point which I have explained?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now tell me what is the answer?
1568.9.
1568.9.
9.
Very good. This is the answer. Okay. So I hope you will get something like this. So ax value, it is coming around your 1536, and ay coming around 320, minus of 320, right?
Yes.
320 units, and this is 2. So you will get around 1568.9 unit. Very good. Now we will move and solve one more different type of problem. Okay. Now let's see. The following cases represent two velocity component. Okay. Determine the third component of the velocity such that to satisfy the continuity equation. So this is the first exercise. Let's see the first one first. Okay. Now in this equation, what they have given, u equals to x square plus y square plus z square, and v equals to xy square minus yz square plus xy. But what you can understand, that means u is the function of x, y and z. That means it is a three-dimensional flow. That means we should have another third component also, which is missing, that is W. So we need to determine the third component considering or satisfying that this each flow satisfies continuity equation. That means each flow is an incompressible flow. Clear? Is the question clear? So in the given first question they have given u. What is u? X square plus y square plus z square. And what is v? Xy square minus yz square plus xy. Now we need to find out the third component, that is w. Now by satisfying continuity equation. Now what is continuity equation? Dou u by dou x plus dou v by dou y plus dou w by dou z equals to 0. Now to satisfy, what you have to do? You have to partially differentiate the u with respect to x and v with respect to y, and we don't have this unknown. First we'll do substitute those values over here and we will integrate to find out this factor. So first what you have to do is we need to find dou u by dou x. Okay, so if you differentiate, what will I get? 2x. Anything else will I get? No. Now if I differentiate dou v by dou y, what I will get? 2x minus z square plus x. Am I right? Oh, there will be y. 2xy minus z square plus x. Is the equation correct? Now I am going to substitute these values over here. Now if I want to substitute these values over here, what will I get is 2x plus 2xy minus z square plus x plus dou w by dou z equals to 0. Fine. I am getting this equation. Now is there any way to simplify? Yes, I can simplify these two terms. So I can write 3x plus 2xy minus z square plus dou w by dou z equal to 0. Now can I keep this term other side minus of 3x minus 2xy minus z square? Can you follow, all of you? Now
Yes, ma'am.
this term I will keep it other end. Okay, I will take it over here. So dw dou w equals to, let's keep the minus common, 3x plus 2xy plus z square dou w, sorry, dou z, right? I have taken this component over there. Now I can easily integrate this thing. Now if I integrate with respect to dz, what will I get here? Minus of, now anything, any sign convention I made it wrong?
So, ma'am, that's minus z square, ma'am.
Here it will be minus, right? Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Now this one 3x z. Okay, Then if I want to differentiate this, I will get 2xy common and z. Now this is with respect to z. So I will get about plus 1 3 by 3, right? Now as we don't have any limit, so we will have constant. So constant is nothing but will be the function respect to x and y, because we are integrating with respect to dou z. So we have the function x y z. So we are differentiating with respect to z, means then other terms is going to be the constant. So function of x y, these are the constant term. So this is your final answer. So this is your final answer. Done? Any doubt? Any doubt? Now you see the last one. Last one is for your assignment. See what is the question they have given. They have given V and W. So what you are going to find? You are going to find out. Okay? So you are going to solve this problem and send me in the WhatsApp group. Okay? Solve this problem and send me. First of all, note down this question. All of you note down this question. V equals to 2y square and W equals to 2xyz. You are going to find out the unknown third component.